Hello, friends. It's T-Man. We're back with a new video. And I don't know if you remember this video. There's no natural limit off of Destiny. He was in a... I think he was talking with Alexander Bromley. Man, I cannot stand that guy's channel. This Alexander Bromley guy. Man, it's just a whole bunch of like the fake industry, the fake bodybuilders, the fake lifters, the drug lifters, bro. Everything is just fucking fake shit, man, with this guy. And they try to make it like it's real. Cosmetic stuff is real. Well, the real things are happening for sure, right? You're taking a drug. There's things are happening, but it's I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just so fakely. But anyways, I'm gonna go over this video. I'm gonna review it. So yeah, this by Alexander Bromley. He says I'm gonna react.
It's a bit of when you had.
Gonna react to this video by Alexander Bromley. He says you haven't hit your drug-free genetic limit. Fuck me, man. You don't need drugs to build real muscles. Steroids do not build muscles, bro. Get it? They don't fucking build muscles. Christ. They make you lift heavier. You could use that to damage so you could grow more muscle, but they don't grow fucking nothing. A nada, a zero. Get it?
Paris on Bald Omni-Man, and I want to say he started it. He's
Bald Omni-Man is another asshole. Look, somebody in the comment section, they want me to make a video about Bald Omni-Man. I did one. I don't remember now. I did one a long time ago. I don't know if it's on the new channel or I definitely did one on the old channel of him. Whatever. I don't want to make a video on that guy. He's shit. His training is shit, and he's fake. Okay. Ass squeak, cheesy, whatever, cheesy ass fucking cheek squeezing in the camera, whatever. I don't wanna know this guy. Fuck it. He's just fake shit, bro.
So he started the interview with the statement. He said, "I don't think there's such thing as a natural limit." Which
There is no natural limit. There's no natural limit. You understand me? There's no such thing. It's bullshit. There's just adaptations. And you may have reached and you may have adapted. And so you're not getting any more adaptations. Okay? That's about it. I think people don't even understand that. It's like these people telling me there's no such thing as hyperplasia. There is hyperplasia. The amount of cells you're getting from the satellite cell, the nuclei, and to build more fibers. Well, they're talking about that hyperplasia where it's building more fibers based on the genetics of the last fiber, whatever got damaged, and it'll create more fibers. Yes, you can. It depends on the amount of chronic stretches in that session. I told you before, it's based on duration, intensity, and duration. So if you read about hyperplasia, how to get the muscle to hyperplasia, in other words, they call it like, it's almost like fiber splitting, okay? You're getting more fibers, okay? Like you're getting more muscle fibers in existence, not just like the sarcomeres and series and parallel and all that. You're really getting more fibers. How are you doing that? It's really simple. It's based on intensity and duration of that session when you come into the gym. That's why I say do a full upper body. If you split them, you don't get it. See what I mean? And you fuck it up. So that's what makes real bodybuilding very difficult. The bar is set so high because, man, you have to go from your chest area. You're doing like upper, middle, lower, 5 times 10, 5 times 10, 5 times 10. And then I don't know what else you're doing there, 5 times 10 for chest. And then you're moving on to like fucking your back. You know, you're doing front pull downs, back, you're doing pull-ups, you're doing a couple of sets of pull-ups, 5 times 10, and then you're doing pull downs too now. Oh my God, front, back, side, close grip, whatever, 5 by 5, 5 by 10, 5 by 10, 5 by 10. You're doing one arms, man. You're doing one arm rows, you're doing fucking landmine rows, you're doing fucking cable rows, you're doing a whole bunch of the barbell, reverse, front, 5 times 10. Bro, then there's your shoulders. You're doing like presses, behind, front, you're doing flies, you're doing rear laterals, front. You're doing Christ, man. You're doing so many sets, bro. There's your arms, man. Your arms, your triceps. There's your forearms, front and back. Then there's your abs, and then there's your neck. You're doing a lot. There's a lot of stretching, eccentric stretching going on there. If you're doing eccentric overload stretching, there's going to be hyperplasia going to happen there. Get it? See what I mean? That's why people ask me in the past, they're like, how the fuck do you look that big and you don't work out? Like, you don't work out. How the fuck do you look like that, bro? Because if you build permanent muscle, real muscle, it doesn't just fucking go away. Get it? But it takes a lot of work to build real muscle. You know what I mean? So, anyways, like I said, there is no natural limit. That's bullshit because there isn't any. There's also sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It can be mixed in with myofibrillar growth and a bunch of stuff if you know what you're doing.
It seems to be something that you believe pretty sincerely. How much does it bother you? The
One thing I want to interject here: steroids are cosmetic. They give you a very nice cosmetic look, more than what your natural look is. Think about it. Women walk around naturally in the street, right? Why do they put cosmetics on their face? Does it make them look prettier? Yeah, in their mind, they're like, I look prettier with they do. They look prettier with cosmetics on their face. They're putting all this shit on their face. It's cosmetic, but they look prettier. They even augment their lips. They put fillers in them. They put these fake eyelashes. They do a bunch of stuff. It's cosmetic. So when you take steroids, it causes a temporary cosmetic effect, okay? Because you're injecting it. It's temporary, but it's cosmetic. See what I mean? And once you stop taking it, it goes away. So you may not be happy with the way you look naturally, so you want to enhance it by taking these cosmetics called steroids. Get it for a cosmetic look. That's it. I don't know. See what I mean? So it's going to make you look a certain way cosmetically. You know what I mean? Unlike your natural look. Now, some people look naturally better than other people. I don't know. They have better facial features, whatever. They don't need any makeup. They have better genetic makeup. Their symmetry is a lot better. Their bodies, whatever. See what I mean? Why do people take steroids? A lot of the people, because they have poor genetics. That's why they take them. A lot of the poor genetic people take steroids. People with good genetics, they don't need that.
typical discussion that newer and low-level lifters have, where they immediately start concerning themselves with this perceived genetic limit that's going to hold them back?
Well, first of all, I think it's propagated. This whole natural limit scam is propagated by steroid users. But people...
No, it's not. It's not. What happened was you guys, you failed because you're concentrically lifting, and concentric, when it's going down 2 times lighter in the eccentric, and so you've adapted, and so you're not growing because concentric exercise, they discovered, does not build muscles. And so what happens is they take steroids because they think, well, you know, that's it. I reached a genetic limit, newbie gain limit, hard gain or whatever. They make up these excuses. No, you've adapted. It's eccentric is everything. Eccentric is the cause of all muscle growth. It's the cause of everything. It's the cause of a lot of your strength going up. It's the cause of your muscle growth, a lot of stuff. But you've adapted to it. Even concentric can have an adaptation process to it itself as well. See what I mean? And it's just neural drive that you're getting there, moving weights. That's all you're doing.
who gave up early on, guys who maybe trained for 5 to 10 years, and then said, oh, I hit my natural limit. So I was forced to get on testosterone or take X amount of drugs because I wasn't making any more.
No, you didn't hit your genetic limit. You adapted to your exercises. Duh. That doesn't mean a natural limit. There's no such thing. There's a myonuclear domain size limit where the progenitor is beyond. When that initial bout, you coming in exercising eccentrically, moving the weight eccentrically, concentrically, well, now it has adapted. How? Well, we repaired and remodeled. It donated some nuclei, and you got these newbie gains, right? That's what you call them. There's no such thing as newbie gains. You got a donation of these nuclei, some sarcomeres and genesis, some muscle fibers, myofibrillar growth, whatever, and you got a little bit of it, depending on how vigorous your exercise was when you first came in the gym. I don't know. I can't tell you. You understand me? I can't say how much you got. Some people ease into it and get nothing. Some people go in, roughly, and they get a lot, and then it reaches a domain limit during that week because it can't donate any more nuclei to keep building more muscle. It has to be activated again through this damage, through the eccentric damage, to donate its nuclei again to further that growth. Plus, it has to reach the cell has to reach a limit in hypertrophy before it can even donate any more extra nuclei to further. So that's why you have to eat so much during that week, during that period when you're damaged and it's growing. And then you have to get another adaptation out to continue that growth. But if you're not doing that and you're a comfortable lifting slave concentrically in the gym without any eccentric, and the eccentric is adapted, then you're going to get a zero in growth. Okay, dude?
Progress. When reality, if you actually break down the training and you look at their physique,
Yes, in reality, reality is going to set in very quickly for all of you, very fast.
they were making gains, just at a very, very, very small rate. But the
Yeah, you
question
want to know why? They were making gains. They don't even know what gains they were making. Very, very small. Why? Because they adapted to the eccentric. They adapted until it disappeared because it was going down 2 times lighter. It should be going down 2 times heavier. Then, see, here's the thing. It's going up very heavy, but it's going down really light with gravity. When with gravity, if it's going down light, it should go down even heavier. Get it?
is, was that a limit? And the clear answer is no. And to this date, I haven't seen a single person.
No, and Alex doesn't even know the answer because he's too stupid, and neither does Bromley over here because these two assholes are too dumb to know. They don't even understand the concept. They don't understand it. They don't get it.
The history of the fittest that train long enough who experience like an actual long-lasting plateau of years and years. I haven't seen one.
No, yeah. You have a long-lasting plateau because concentric, you've adapted to your eccentric exercises, which are responsible for growth. Get it? And you kept lifting concentrically like a good lifting little slave. Get it? You understand me? And so there's zero growth.
Including one person who competed for over 20 years. He was still making gains in the end. So if you're adding 5 to 10
He competed and he was still making gains at the end. What gains was he making? Sarcoplasmic or myofibular? What was he doing exactly to make these gains?
pounds you bench press in a year's time frame, sure, we can argue that's not really the best.
Oh, he made neurological gains, but no physical gains, you mean in his bench press? Well, yeah.
But it is what it is. It's just a long-term plateau that you got to overcome. And with guys like Baldon,
It's not a lot. There's no plateau. Look, man, again, there are no plateaus. In neurological lifting, in concentric lifting, there can be a plateau. See what I mean? But in muscular growth, there's no plateau. There are what we call adaptations. Now, the whole adaptation part when it comes to neurological, when you're pushing a weight, well, what happens is there, okay, you say you reached a plateau. Well, you don't have any more muscle fibers. You didn't build any more muscle to have more motor units proliferate through them so that you can push more weight. Why do you think they tell you to bust through a plateau concentrically? You need to start doing these eccentric exercises. Why? Why do you need to do eccentric exercises? Because it causes damage to the muscle fiber and it will cause more muscles to grow, myofibular growth. So it'll have more places for the motor units to proliferate so then they can create more force production. Duh. Get it? Muscles make you stronger to push weights. Why do you think they tell you that in concentric exercise, it's associated with a loss of sarcomeres in series? In other words, it shortens, but it'll grow in parallel. It'll grow in parallel, but only if it's activated through the eccentric exercise. That's the problem. And it's not being activated anymore, so it's adapted. And if it's adapted, then they will not grow in parallel because they're not growing in series. If they're growing in series, they must grow in parallel, but they're not going to grow in parallel. They'll line up parallelly, but they're not going to grow anymore. And that's why you reached what they call a limit. It'll start giving you more neurological force production neurologically, but it will not grow any more sarcomeres to give you more force production. The only way you can get it to bust through that plateau, like it says in science, is you need these eccentric overloads. When you get them, you get this damage, you get more sarcomeres, and then you can bust through that plateau. You got more force production. Get it? That's how it works.
Hey, man.
Hello.
I think he wants to bench 500 pounds at 50 years old. How cool would that be? You know? But one thing that he
Yeah, doesn't everybody? Yeah, we all want to bench 500 pounds at 50 years old. Yes. That would be cool, yes.
did state, which I found really fascinating, was gaining a small amount of inches per year on, say, the arms, right? If you gain like a quarter of an inch every year over 5 to 10 years, and you keep repeating that process, eventually your arms are going to be that much.
Does Alex look like he's been gaining any quarter of inch, any inches in the last, I don't know, 10, 12 years lifting on YouTube? No. He's got nothing here. He's just a little bit puffy, and that's it. He didn't build anything. He's still stuck on newbie gains, okay? Trust me, he's small.
Bigger. So it's like, so what if it's not happening?
He's got some good neurological gains, but he's not growing.
It's really about the long-term grind.
And I think that me personally, if you're asking me, I think he's cheating at lifting a lot of these weights that he's been doing. He's been taking something to lift them. I don't know. He's been doing something phony. Who knows? I just don't trust the guy, but whatever. It's a lot of neurological shit going on there.
And that's what I see with this whole natural limit thing. Like, I've been at this for over 10 years now. I'm still making gains. Last year I benched 405.
I haven't seen him making any muscular gains. Oh, he considers gains 405. Lifting gains, but not any muscular gains. Okay.
I want to do a 405 Larson press now, if possible.
Yeah, but he doesn't do any more of these crazy, stupid lifts off the floor anymore. He just sticks to bench press now, right? And a bunch of other stuff.
And I think I can hit a 200 kilo bench, maybe within the next 5 years. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm not done. If I hit that point where it's even 2.5 pounds.
See, here's what happens in eccentric exercise. When you get these adaptations eccentrically, you grow with the weights. You get bigger, you get stronger. Those weights feel lighter. You don't need to practice at lifting the last sets of weights that you grew with. You don't need to keep practicing at lifting them. You actually built more sarcomeres and myofibular growth. You can handle them when you come back. They're easy already for you. They're too easy. It doesn't take practice at lifting them anymore. It's not like you could go away for long periods of time. You could go away for a year and come back to, I guarantee you, go away for a year or 2 years from the gym. When you come back, you should be able to lift exactly those amount of weights that you did previously, that you built muscle to. And your muscle is not going to disappear. If you go through these heavy bouts of damages and you build muscles, they don't just disappear just like that. There isn't any muscle memory thing. You're going to go away. It's going to atrophy. They're not going to atrophy. There's nothing going to go on there. Unless, of course, you starve them and maybe you're drinking alcohol all day, partying, having sex with your bitches and shit. But other than that, they're just not going to go away so easy. They just don't go away. That strength is going to be there all the time. You can come off the street, go into a gym, and still squat the same amount, still deadlift, still bench, still press the same weights, providing you built muscles to go with that weight that you did previously.
Pounds a year, or 5 pounds a year in my bench.
In other words, you grew with the weights. But this guy, he's not growing with the weights. He's pushing the weights concentrically in the opposite direction. He's going against gravity. He's not going with gravity. Remember, your body expands and gets big and strong with gravity. But if you go into space, you shrink. You get small and weak and whatever. See what I mean? So he's pushing away from gravity. You want to go with the weights with gravity. That makes you a lot more stronger. You can handle even heavier loads going with gravity than you could going against gravity. Therefore, eventually you grow with the weights. You get more of these motor units, more muscle fibers. More of them are recruited, and they'll make you stronger at concentric lifting, because all lifts initiate with concentric anyway. So whatever.
Take it, because that's not like your progress didn't stop. So that's where we're getting at with this. You can always milk something. And
the progress stopped because you don't know what you're doing. You don't understand bodybuilding. It's not a sport. It's not based on performance or endurance, dude. It compromises sportive performance, real bodybuilding.
If not the topic of the big three.
See, if you're going to a gym is a place where you go there to get adaptations. We don't go to gyms to perform. I think people in their mind, they think, I got to go to a gym because I want to be a performing slave. You get it? Like the rest of these monkeys. These monkeys show up and they want to perform for the other slaves in the gym, bro. Get it? Me, I've never seen it that way. I say, yes, eventually you'll get up there lifting really, really heavy. but I never wanted to perform for anybody in a gym, like be a performing slave for these monkeys in the gym and go, look how much I could move, how much weight I could move. I never really cared about them. I just wanted to get brutally big and strong. I never gave a shit about performing for somebody in a gym. But there are these young people, they come in, they're intimidated, then they want to start performing concentrically, and they never got strong eccentrically, and then they fuck themselves. They get injured, and then it takes them out. They're fucked. That's what happens. They get fucked. They hurt their back, their spine, they hurt their joints, they get a herniated discs or something. They think they can't come back. Believe me, I've seen all the stories on YouTube. These young guys, what happened to them. Some of them, they came out of it. Some of them didn't. They were just lucky.
What about the calisthenics world? Weighted dips, weighted push-ups, weighted pull-ups. What about other sports? What about raising?
Oh, love calisthenics. Think it's amazing, bro. Amazing for just a lot of stuff, man. For getting physically super fucking jacked and super strong. Calisthenics, it's like, there's nothing like it, bro. It's crazy. Yeah.
Your general physical preparedness. There's always something you can improve upon. And that's, again, where this idea of general strength comes into play. Because a lot of people have been hyper specialized for so many years that they never gave themselves a chance to really explore other avenues.
Yeah.
Gymnastics and calisthenics, is very superior for strength gains. It's superior for strength gains.
And I agree with all of that. There's a stark difference between people who love the process and are willing to grind through and do what they need to do to continuously grow and improve, to tinker, to take notes, and these other, freak 20-year-olds that are extraordinarily strong. They're like, well, I want to do that. Even with all the gear use in the world, you're not likely to do that. Even in that scenario.
He's wrong. Gear is enhanced performing drug. With all that gear, you can do a lot of stuff with gear. If you have it, your gear is real.
You have to be such a unique specimen. You have to be the 1 in 10,000. And it comes with its own.
No, you don't have to be the 1 in 10,000. All these people that are taking it, they're the 10,000.
Set of pitfalls that the real outcome is still less likely that you're going to grow without running into issues, without running into injuries. And I agree totally. I shitty my performance would be right now if I started any earlier. And by the time I went on, I was into the mid 6s on a deadlift. I had pushed.
Yeah, okay.
Going to be around very long anyways.
Exactly. And you gave yourself 15 years. That's a long time. Most people are hopping on after.
Yeah, and then you go downhill. This is funny, man, to listen to.
3 to 5 years because they believe they've acquired most of their gains. But I know that you know this, Alexander. Between year 5 and 10, you improve a lot because you're smarter. You know how to program better. And there's less ego lifting involved. And I'm sure.
I don't think he's that smart. I don't think he's improving.
Between year 10 and 15, they're all.
Why else does he have to take drugs for?
Also more gains. Like the numbers speak for themselves, as you mentioned.
Even Alex cheated at some point. This whole rip look that he's got or whatever he's doing now, because this video is 2 years old. Whatever the hell he's doing, I don't know. They always fake it to make it because they can't make it. They're influencers, dude.
And I'm just curious, how far do you think you could have taken it if you would have not hopped on PDs? Like,
how far? He can't because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Sounds like a weird cope, but.
Yeah, it's a weird cope, man. He couldn't make it. That's why he hopped on the gear. He would have never made it. Why are you asking such a stupid question? How far could you get gotten if you didn't hop on the PDs or the steroids? It's really easy. He hopped on them because he didn't know how to go anywhere from there. Get it, dude? That makes no sense. Your stupid question.
And I believe that if I never hopped on, my numbers would be about what they are right now.
He's such a liar. He's such a liar. They'd be the same that they are right now on drugs. No, they wouldn't. Prove it. You can't prove it, you see. Okay, here, you want to know how to prove it? Get off your drugs and show us. Guess what's going to happen when he goes off his drugs? Those numbers are going to plummet to nothing. You want to know why? Because all the strength he created was due to the drugs. Due to the drugs. And the drugs have destroyed a lot of whatever his natural strength would be anyways if he goes off them.
Oh, yeah?
And if I put it in perspective, because I've been It's been 6 or 7. I'm 35 now, and I'm off right now.
Holy shit, he's 35 years old. Fuck me, bro. I thought this guy Bromley, because like I said, I've seen his channel. I thought he was like 50 something years old. Christ, he's 35. Christ, man, that's what we're talking about. Steroids, how they age the fuck out of you. I thought he was 50, bro. I mean, look at Alex. He looks like an old man himself now, and this is 2 years old. Look at Alex now. If you go look at him now. He looks really aged, Alex, too. These guys look so aged from this lifting slave shit, bro. What's going on here? This is horrendous.
That's another question. I got to figure out how long I have to be off before I get my natty card back.
How long do I have to be off to get my natty card back? When it's out of your system, that's when. And your natty card is going to be it's going to be a wake-up call for you, dude.
So I see where the floor is right now, because when you go off, you see this a month ago against Tommy Sharp, and we went to the 725. To rediscover what good training principles are.
Yeah, okay.
And you get better.
You don't know what good training principles are. It's unfortunate for you.
At it. Then if it's like, I don't know that was even the smart way to go, and I'm not really sure I'm going to go back to it. Having this conversation with my wife.
Those are shorter, but on the bench press, overhead press, those gained a lot more, right? Comparatively.
Yes and no. I went through a weird phase where when I was younger, I was doing a lot of push jerks, which is where you jump in about 4 months after.
It changes things a bit, right? So even though you're getting that much stronger, you're also more prone to getting snapped up. So you're imagining all these.
No, he's not getting stronger. His nervous system is getting better at lifting these weights concentrically. He's more prone to getting snapped up because he never did any eccentric work. He's weak. Get it? Physically weak. A lot of people are physically weak because they don't do any eccentric work. They're physically weak.
Variables, and maybe that's why some people don't get the biggest jumps per se, because they're riddled with injuries. And it's like what we talked about.
They're riddled with injuries. Where does the injuries happen? Eccentrically. That means they're weak. End of story. Anyways, I'm going to leave this video on this note. I got to go, man. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Man, I told you, there's just this shit, bro, out there. It's garbage. See you in the next one. Ciao, man.